Okay, let's dive into this. Picture a huge temple, I mean, really colossal, but it's not built up with stones.
Right.
It's carved downwards, chiseled out of one single massive piece of rock.
Yeah.
You've got these incredibly intricate carvings, huge structures, all just emerging from this solid stone.
And no modern tools involved, none at all.
Exactly. Just sheer human skill and effort against rock. That's the Kailasa Temple. It's in Ellora, India.
Standing for something like, what, 900 years?
Yeah.
It's a puzzle that still fascinates people, architects, historians, everyone, really.
It really does. What it gets me, what's truly striking is thinking about it as subtraction. You know, removing material on a scale you rarely see.
Absolutely. So the plan for this deep dive, our mission, if you like, is to really get into the most, well, mind-blowing parts of this structure.
Yeah, let's unpack it.
We'll look at the history, the sheer audacity of the design,
Right.
the engineering questions it throws up, because there are many,
Yeah.
and the stories around it, the legends.
And maybe compare it a bit. See how it stacks up against other famous monuments.
Definitely. Put it in context.
Okay, perfect. So, for everyone listening, think of this as your own personal tour, a look into a truly, I'd say, underrated ancient wonder.
Agreed. It doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves.
So first things first, let's get our bearings. Where exactly is this incredible temple?
Right. So we're in India, Ellora, which is in the state of Maharashtra.
Okay.
And it's not just sitting there in isolation. It's actually part of a much larger complex, the Ellora Caves.
Which are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, right?
Well,
Famous for rock-cut architecture.
Exactly. A whole series of caves, temples, monasteries carved into the cliffs. And Kailasa is the centerpiece, really. It's designated as cave number 16.
Cave 16, also known as Kailasa Temple, or sometimes Kailasanath
That's the one, nestled there in the Charanandri Hills.
And the detail, the one that just stalks me every time, it wasn't assembled from rock pieces.
No.
It was revealed out of the rock.
Carved straight down
Okay.
from the top, out of a single chunk of basalt.
That's the absolute key, isn't it? That top-down approach from one rock.
It is. And, connecting this to the bigger picture, this isn't just a major Indian landmark.
Oh, it's global.
It's recognized worldwide as one of the largest monolithic structures ever attempted, ever created.
Just think about that. A huge multi-story temple complex, all from one stone. It's staggering.
On a global scale.
Yeah, the engineering, the artistry, it's world class.
Okay, so we've got a picture of where it is, this breathtaking place. Now, the big questions. Who did this? Who commissioned this massive undertaking, and when?
Okay, history points us to the 8th century CE.
8th century, wow.
And the patron was King Krishnafera. He was from the Rashtrakuta dynasty.
Going way, way back then. So this wasn't exactly a quick job, was it? Something they knocked out in a few years?
No, not even close. The estimates. Well, they suggest it took around 100 years to complete.
A century.
Yeah, a full century, which means it spanned generations.
So multiple rulers, probably. Likely involved not just King Krishna first, but perhaps successors too. And think of the workforce. Thousands upon thousands.
Artisans, sculptors, engineers.
All working tirelessly year after year, decade after decade. It implies this incredible long-term vision, and commitment.
And we have to keep hammering this point home. No modern tech.
Done.
No power drills, no dynamite to clear huge chinks of rock.
Nothing like that. Just think about it. Chisels, hammers, maybe some basic levers, human muscle power.
And an unbelievable amount of patience, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. It just underscores the sheer difficulty, the immense scale of what they were doing.
It really does. Which I think brings us neatly to what you called the architectural insanity of it.
Exactly. Because this is where it gets really, really hard for us to comprehend today.
Yeah.
The method itself.
It's the complete opposite of how we build, right?
Hardly. We build bottom up, foundation first, then walls, then roof, layer upon layer.
Brick by brick, steel frame going up.
But here, they started at the top of this huge rock outcrop.
And carved down.
And carved down, removing everything that wasn't the temple, revealing it as they went deeper and deeper.
The foresight needed for that. It's staggering. You'd have to have the entire thing mapped out in your head or in detailed plans before starting.
Precisely. Every pillar, every hall, every sculpture, visualized in 3 dimensions within the rock. And the scale, this isn't some small chapel.
No way. How tall did you say?
It stands 96 feet high.
So like a 9-story building. Roughly.
Roughly, yeah. And it's about 164 feet long, 109 feet wide. These are monumental dimensions.
All carved from solid rock.
All from one piece.
And it wasn't just about carving out a big space, was it? They sculpted specific features within that space.
Oh, absolutely. They meticulously carved the main temple tower, the Shikara.
That distinctive spire you see on Hindu temples.
Exactly. Plus multiple halls supported by these incredibly detailed pillars, and then the sculptures.
Ah, the details.
Elephants, lions, gods, goddesses, dancers.
Yeah.
The walls are alive with them. It's like an epic story told in stone, in 3 dimensions.
It's not just decorative elements either, right? There were functional parts, too.
For sure. Things like bridges connecting different areas of the complex, courtyards for rituals or gatherings, even sophisticated water drainage channels.
All carved from the original rock?
All part of the monolith, integrated right in.
Okay, but the statistic that just, it makes my jaw drop every time.
The amount of rock they removed.
Yeah. How much was it?
Estimates suggest they excavated over 400,000 tons of rock.
400,000 tons.
By hand.
Let that sink in. What's that comparable to?
Someone calculated it's roughly the weight of the Empire State Building, give or take.
Okay, wow. All chipped away, piece by painstaking piece, with basic hand tools.
Which naturally leads everyone to ask, how? Just how on earth did they do that?
Right, the engineering mystery. Because it wasn't just brute force, was it?
Not at all. This is where modern engineers just shake their heads in awe. The precision is incredible.
That vertical excavation, digging straight down for almost 100 feet.
And keeping everything aligned. How do they maintain that accuracy without modern surveying tools? It's a marvel.
And the fact it's still standing largely intact after, 12 centuries, no major structural collapses.
It speaks volumes about their understanding of the rock, of stresses, of engineering principles, and how perfectly aligned all the different parts are, the halls, the shrines, the courtyards, all within that single rock mass. It's remarkable.
We think we know the tools they used, right? Iron chisels, pickaxes.
Maybe some simple levers, wedges. Primitive stuff by our standards.
But those tools alone don't seem to explain the finesse, the detail, and the sheer volume of removal.
Exactly. It points to something more. An incredibly coordinated effort, highly skilled teams, very detailed planning must have existed.
Like a master plan.
Almost certainly. You can imagine it was a layered process. Some teams removing the bulk rock, others coming in behind them for the finer carving, the sculpting.
Some specialists working in sequence.
Master artisans, sculptors alongside the laborers doing the heavy quarrying, all meticulously choreographed.
It's like a massive construction project, but in reverse, removing instead of adding.
That's a good way to put it. And the truly captivating part. For all this scale and complexity.
No blueprint survived.
No written records.
Yeah.
Nothing detailing the exact methods, how they planned it, how they measured, how they solved problems. It's lost to time.
Which just adds to the mystery, doesn't it? That lack of documentation.
It absolutely fuels the intrigue. And quite naturally, it leads to legends and stories trying to fill the gap.
Yes, the legends. Are there any particularly famous one?
There's a really lovely local myth, actually. It involves a queen, a devotee of Lord Shiva.
Okay.
Apparently, she took a vow. She would fast until she could see the top part, the Shikara of the temple dedicated to him.
So she's waiting, fasting.
And the story goes, the architect was so moved by her devotion, he decided to start carving from the very top.
So the Shikara would be finished first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she could see it quickly and enter fast. It's probably apocryphal, but it's a beautiful story. It adds a human touch, connects the massive structure back to devotion and artistry.
It really does. It humanizes this almost superhuman feat. But, like with many ancient mysteries, there are other theories too, aren't there? More out there ones.
Oh, inevitably. When something seems so advanced for its time, you get speculation.
Like lost ancient technology.
Yeah, that comes up. Or even, the more fringe theories involving extraterrestrial help.
Right, the kind of stuff you see on late-night documentaries.
Exactly. Those ideas definitely capture the imagination. But honestly, even if you completely set aside anything supernatural,
the human achievement is still astounding.
Absolutely. The level of planning required, the coordination of that massive workforce, the sheer artistic skill achieved in the 8th century. It's far beyond what many people assume was possible back then.
Human ingenuity alone is impressive enough here.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And sometimes putting it side by side with other famous places helps grasp the scale.
Comparisons, yeah. How does it measure up?
Well, for one, its footprint, the area it covers, it's actually larger than the Parthenon in Athens.
Wow, really? Bigger than the Parthenon. Okay, that helps visualize it.
And think about how other great monuments were built. The Egyptian pyramids.
Millions of massive blocks quarried, moved, lifted, stacked.
Or Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Again, built from countless individual stones assembled together. Immense achievements, no question.
But Kailasa is different.
Fundamentally different. It wasn't assembled, it was revealed, carved from one single colossal piece of the earth.
That monolithic nature is the key differentiator.
It is. Imagine the engineering challenges of stacking pyramid blocks precisely. Now flip that. Imagine the challenge of carving away everything else perfectly to leave the temple behind.
Without modern aids. No reinforced concrete for hidden strength.
No massive cranes for lifting beams.
Just skill, understanding the rock, and an unbelievable vision.
Exactly. It really makes you rethink what was possible in the ancient world. The Taj Mahal is globally famous, an icon of India, deservedly so.
Of course.
But you could make a strong case, a really strong case, that Kailasa Temple is India's most underrated ancient architectural marvel, simply because of how it was made, the sheer impossibility of it.
That's a powerful statement. Underrated due to its unbelievable creation method.
I think so. And it wasn't just an engineering feat, remember. There's a whole deep layer of symbolism and spirituality baked in.
Right. It's a temple, after all, dedicated to Lord Shiva.
Correct. And its entire form is meant to symbolize Mount Kailash.
Shiva's mythical home in the Himalayas.
Exactly. So the act of carving it wasn't just construction. It was like recreating a sacred mountain, heaven on earth, in stone.
And embodying a sacred concept.
Precisely. And the layout, the architecture itself, is believed to align with ancient principles, things like Vastu Shastra.
That's the traditional Indian system of architecture, right? Like Feng Shui, but for India.
Yeah.
Focusing on harmony, energy flow.
Kind of, yeah. It's about designing spaces in harmony with cosmic energies. And they think sacred geometry was involved too, underlying mathematical and spiritual principles guiding the whole design.
So it wasn't just a place to pray. It was designed as a cosmic diagram.
In a way, yes.
Right.
A representation of the heavens brought down to earth. A microcosm of the universe, centered on Shiva.
So every little detail, every carving, every hall, it all had meaning, both structurally and spiritually.
That seems to be the idea. It wasn't just decoration for decoration's sake. Every corridor, every courtyard, every sculpted figure played a part in the grand narrative, both architectural and spiritual.
Wow. Okay. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what's the main takeaway, the core thing that sticks with you about Kailasa?
For me, it boils down to this. Human hands, using tools we consider basic, maybe even primitive.
Chisels and hammers?
Yeah. And with those, they sculpted divinity out of a single colossal piece of the planet. Long, long before modern machines and computers.
It's just so much more than an impressive building, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a testament to ambition, to incredible skill, to unwavering dedication over generations.
The legacy literally carved in stone that's lasted over 1,000 years.
Exactly. Preserved in rock. And, maybe there's a thought to leave people with.
Go on.
In our age, right? We have AI designing things,
Yeah.
skyscrapers touching the clouds, technology doing unimaginable stuff. And yet, you look at the Kailasa Temple, the sheer audacity of carving it downwards, the precision they achieved. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
Did those ancient builders, did they possess some kind of knowledge, some understanding, maybe about materials, maybe about collective human focus, maybe something deeper?
That we've maybe lost or overlooked in our rush for tech.
Perhaps. It's
Yeah.
just a thought, but it's a question that kind of lingers,
Yeah.
Especially when you think about those ancient hands shaping that mountain. It begs the question, what else were they capable of? What have we forgotten?